Hey guys, and welcome to the next tutorial of ethical hacking and penetration testing via Kali Linux. So in this tutorial we will be taking a look at going ahead and exporting our data and backing up our data through MSF console. So exporting our data outside the Metasploit environment is very simple. We can use the db_export command that will go ahead and gather all our required information, and it can be saved in an XML file. This format can be easily used and manipulated later for reporting purposes. The command has two outputs: XML format, which will export all the information currently stored in our active workspace, and the pwdump format, which exports everything related to the used or gathered credentials. So I'll just go ahead and type db_export-h, and as you can see we have these specific stuff that I could go ahead and import. So I could just type db_export and -f xml/root/ and let's say if I had that in my workspace, the name of which was test, and the exported ml would be .xml. It won't work right now because I don't have any XML, but if I had, it would straight away go ahead and export all of these things, and using the host command I could again go ahead and see whatever I had imported. So now that we can go ahead and import and export information to and from our database, let us look at how we can go ahead and use this information within the MSF console. Many commands are available to search for specific information stored in our database: host name, address, discovered services, etc. We can even use the resulting data to populate module settings such as remote host. We will look how this is done a bit later. So the host command was used now to confirm the presence of data in our database. Let's look at different options available and see how we could use it to provide us with quick and useful information. Issuing the command -h with the host will display us this menu. So as you can see, we could add different hosts, delete different hosts, or we could only go ahead and show the given columns. As you can set our host and output in a CSV format. Then you can search string to filter by. So we will start by asking the host command to display only the IP address and the OS type using the -c switch. So I'll just type host -c address, OS underscore v okay. As you can see, I will only get the address and the OS flavor of whichever host I had. After that, we can also go ahead and set up different modules for that. That won't be a big deal as well. So another interesting feature that is available to us is it has the ability to search all our entries for something specific. Imagine that if we wish to find only the Linux-based machines from our scan, we will be able to use that using the -s option. This option can be combined with our previous example, and it can help fine-tune our result. So I'll just type the same thing, such as host -c address, OS flavor -s, and I can just type Linux. So it will just go and show me all the available hosts which are having the kernel of Linux. Using the output of this example, I can also go and feed into that the TCP scan auxiliary module. Yes, we could do that. So I'll just type show options, and as you can see that these are the different settings that we could go ahead and modify. So we can see that by default nothing is set in our R host, and we'll add that -r switch to the host command and run the module. Hopefully it will run and scan our target without any problems. So just type host -s linux space -r. So the list is empty and Cowardly. Cowardly is an application that goes and tries to scan and gain access into systems. So Cowardly is refusing to set our host, the reason being that we don't have anything in specific. Of course, this also works if our result contains more than one address. So I could just type host -r, and it will show me the available host. And you can also see how useful this may be if our database contained hundreds of entries. We could search for Windows machines only, then set the rhost away options for the smb_version auxiliary module very quickly. The set rhost switch is available in almost all of the commands that interact with the database. So I could just type services, and okay, I believe the services command was terminated. Okay, perfect, it's small. I could just type the services and it will give me the services information. If I could type H, it will give me all the information that I could add, modify or delete. So much in the same way as the host command, we can specify which fields to be displayed. Coupled with the -s switch, we can also search for a service containing a particular string. So I could just type services -c name and info -s, or let's say before that info 192.168.172.16. so we could also do that. Or here if I am trying to search all hosts contained in our database with a service name containing the string HTTP, now I could type something like info -s HTTP. I could go ahead and do that. So the combination for searching the things like these are enormous. We can use specific ports or port ranges, full or partial service name when using the -s or the -S switches. So for all examples or just a few, it depends on us. The list goes on, and so I'll just show you a few examples, but you may need to experiment with these features in order to get what you want exactly and need out your searches. So you just type services -c info name -p 445. It means over here the port is 445. I could go ahead and do that, or I could type services -c port and protocol state -p 70 to 81. That means gathering all the protocol and state from the port between 70 to 81. Or I could do something like, let's say, services -s http -c port, and that means we'll go ahead and check for a port. It will go ahead and gather all the information. Or I could do like something like services -s unr. It will go ahead and give me all of these things in under one command.